I want to share 2 words with you today that's going to help improve the way you look at your fitness, the way you look at your health, and it's going to help dramatically improve the results you get over time. But before I share those 2 words with you, I actually want to share a story with you. This quick story involves a young character called Clif Jung. Clif Jung is an endurance athlete from Australia. Now, if you don't know that name, I wouldn't be surprised because what I'm referring to happened in 1983. Clif Jung was 63 years old when he took part in his first ultra-marathon event. This distance that he had to cover was 544 miles in a 6-day race. So first of all, can you imagine running 6 days continuously for 544 miles? Absolutely crazy. When he turned up on the day, he turned up in work boots. He was a farmer, a potato farmer. He turned up in his work boots, he turned up in coveralls because he thought it might rain while he's running. Now, while he was standing there on the start line, the bustle and the group of everyone else getting involved, seeing all these ultra-marathoners doing their stretch and warm-up, Clif Jung was just casually standing around waiting for the gun to go off. He got interviewed because he looked so out of place, and they said to him, "Have you done any races before?" Clif's answer was simple. He said, "No, I haven't done any race before, this is my first one." And they said, "What training have you done for it? Because you're clearly quite old in comparison to some of these other people. So have you done any special training?" And he goes, "Oh, you know, I have some sheep, so sometimes I run over here and I grab this load of sheep, and then I run over here and I grab this load of sheep and I bring them back in." At that point, the reporters were like, "Okay, cool, we don't really have much of a story with this guy, so let's move on." Gun goes off, everyone takes off. And as you can imagine, Clif Jung slips to the back, and he's one of the last people trailing behind everyone. The average runner, when they do this, they have 6 hours of sleep in the night time, wake up, head off the next day, keep going, keep going. During this stage, there were quite a few people trying to break the previous record attempt, which was at the time 6 days and 15 hours. So this is what they was going to go and achieve. However, when all of the other runners pulled over for the evening and slept, Clif Jung just continued on running straight on through. Nobody told him about sleeping in or pulling over when you're tired. He just kept on going. His pace was not fast, it was just consistent, and he was just persistent in going after it. Everyone woke up, carried on going. He was already ahead of the pack because he'd had another 6 hours of running ahead of everyone else. By the end of the race, Clif Jung had run 5 days consecutively without sleep. His average pace was 4 miles an hour. Just kept on churning. He wasn't the fastest runner, but he was the most consistent, and he had the biggest persistency to finish that race. Not only did he cross that finish line at first place, he was 50 kilometers ahead of his closest competitor, who finished another 10 hours after him. How amazing is that? A 63-year-old man just continuously running all through the night, all through the days to achieve his goal. His first ever long distance race. He was so shocked by it himself when he got to the end, he didn't even know there was going to be a prize money. So when they gave out their $10,000 check, he took that $10,000 check, donated it all to charity, just because he wasn't even expecting anything. Now, from that story, I don't know if you can guess what those 2 words are that are going to help you achieve your health and fitness goals and help progress you further than anyone else around you at the moment. And those 2 words are persistency and consistency. You have to make sure that you are consistent in your efforts to achieving your goals. So if you have in mind that you want to do 2 to 3 times a week, then go 2 to 3 times a week and just keep it continuous. If you want to make sure you're doing 30 minutes a day, do 30 minutes a day, but do it continually. Make sure you're keeping it up. And with that persistence, always keep an eye on what your long-term goal is. What are you striving for? What are you looking to achieve with your goal? These two things coupled together are going to progress you and shoot you past anyone else that you know within that health and fitness area. Most people, and the most common thing at the moment, is all about that yo-yo effect. People are so intense in short spurts, they'll put everything into it, they'll go on crash diets, they'll look into all sorts of different plans, and they will commit and they get very excited about new different styles of training techniques, but at the same time they're all in for a short period of time, and then before you know it, they've slipped back, they're out of the routine, they put on more weight, and then it's all about fighting to get that weight off before you can go back on to improve. So remember those two things, persistency and consistency with your health and fitness. And one of the things you can do to help set you up is write out your long-term goal. Set your sights in the future. Go 10, 15, even 20 years into the future and have an idea of how you want your life to look. Look forward to speaking to you more, and have a great day.